Okay, welcome to the Mirage here in Nito Point. See, we're armed up with a load of Slick Mark 82s. We're off to the academic range. We're going to practice pop attacks and we're going to practice loft deliveries. So I'll talk you through how I set that up, how I run that, how I fly that. I'll get us airborne and we'll talk as we're approaching the range for the pop attacks. Okay, off we go. Gears travelling. Clean. Okay, so as we transit over towards the range then, let's have a look at the pop attacks. So on your knee board you'll find a number of these attacks. If you look down the bottom you'll see what weapon it's for and what ground speed it's for. So 300 knots are for the MB339, and then we've got a number of attacks at 420 knots for other aircraft. I have linked the calculator before so you can put that ground speed up to 480 or even 540 if you want to, which will just change the ranges. There's a climb angle in red and a dive angle in red. So for this example, attack number 2, 20-degree climb angle and then 10-degree dive in towards the target. This next one's 30 degrees up, 30 degrees down. So this is the one I'll demo first. And this is the one I'll talk through. And then the final one, 20 up, 20 down. So attack number 3 then, low drag, 420 knots. We got the initial point, but we're running in towards the target heading. We want to make our final attack on 135. So we want to start heading in towards us at 165. So we're actually hit 135 as we dive in towards the target. So to that end, outbound from the target, we're going to run 345. The action range is one we need to know. That's 5.1 miles. And on that, we're going to action to the right 20 degrees. And then at 4 miles, we're going to pull up. It's going to be a smart pull up, 4G pull up, 30 degrees nose high. We're going to go full power, if not reheat. And then we've got a roll height at 6,600 feet. Should apex is somewhere around about 8,000, and that should put us on a 30-degree dive in towards the target. So that's what we're looking for it to achieve. We've got BL1 selected. I'm going to drop them in pairs. Instant fuse. So we'll find a range entry point that's here just to my right, 1 o'clock there with the ice containers. Run down towards the bombing circle. I've got waypoint 3 set, which is the bombing circle. And we'll select our air ground symbology as we dive in towards the target. Buttons you're going to need: air to ground designate for dropping low drag bombs, and then we'll see the symbology that we get for the dive itself. So running outbound, we're going to run outbound heading 345 of a said, and that's to allow us to kick off and then dive in left. We should get as close to 135 on our final attack heading. Selecting outer ground symbology, you can see there it just changes the symbology on the HUD. I'm going to leave that deselected until I'm actually running in towards a target, just so I've got range up in the HUD. I've got a range of 3.1 miles as we extend away from the target, and that's more useful for us than having that symbology up when we're running outbound. Just a reminder then, the action's 5.1, 20 degree turn, thereabouts, 4 miles. We're going to pull up 30 degrees nose up, and we're going to start a roll at 6600. So 5.14, 6600. I have set up an inbound heading towards this waypoint, so we'll see if it works for us. It wants me to turn to the right. We're going to turn left, but we'll see what symbology we get. In fact, I'm going to deselect that because it's set up for the wrong inbound heading. It's set up for 135, not 165. Okay, turning inbound. There's inbound 165, get back to 420, reminder 5.1, and 4 miles and 6,600 feet. The other arm's live, bomb selected, fuse is set, quantity 2. .1, turn on to 185, next range is 4, and then 6,600 feet. 4, happens quickly, max drive power. Climb to 30, hold 30, start looking for your target. Okay, I've got the target. Hold 30, looking for 6,600, I'm going to go reheat here. .6,600, over banking, selecting outer ground symbology. Okay, dive is a little bit steep, coming out of reheat, outer ground, designate on the target now, and then level pull up, bomb's gone, recover, come off target. That was pretty close. We'll do one more of those and then I'll show you a lofted attack. So outbound heading wants to be 345 again. Deselecting the outer ground symbology with weapon system command aft. So this time we'll go reheat from the initial pull up, and I'll try and be a little bit smarter to deselect reheat once I begin my dive down towards the target. You can see between 5.1 and 4 miles things happen quite quickly. Steeper the dive angle, the more accurate the bombs, but the more exposure we've got. That will do range wise. Turning in, looking for a 5.1 action. We want to roll out heading 165. It's on the speed out. .1 under 185. Looking for 4. 4. Selecting reheat. 30-degree climb. Hold it, looking for 6.6. Try and hold my 30. Six, coming out of reheat. Just going to stand the throttle up. Symbology's up. Put the pipper on my target. Air to ground designate. And pull. The bombs come off in the pull. That'll do. Okay, next thing we're going to fly a lofted attack. So again, we're going to drop a pairs of bombs. This time we're going to go to waypoint 6. I'm going to hit route to 08. And this time on waypoint 6, we want to run into that waypoint roughly heading 145. And this is going to be slightly different. So waypoint 6 is our initial point, and what we need to do is we need to fix the navigation kit over our IP and tell the aircraft that we're over the IP. And then what I've done is I've programmed within the mission editor, but you can do it in the aircraft, is I've programmed an offset, and the target is at that offset, and the aircraft will give us steering for a pull-up point to pull up and loft the bombs as we climb. So less accurate than diving onto the target, but obviously we're going to be further away from the target whenever we release our bombs. I'm going to fly at 480 and going to speed up as I run inbound. So the initial point we've got set is the cross runways at Funtington. And as I say, we want to be heading ideally 145 or 146 as we run in. But the jet will give us steering commands. If we leave the IP slightly off the right heading, we'll see that symbology up on the hood. So I'm currently 7.3 miles away from my point, which is 6. If I go to the weapon symbology, I need to select PI to tell it that that's the mode that I want. I can then deselect. And now I've got all my other headings. Still need the heading to come around a little bit more on the 145. And now with our out of ground designate button, what we're going to be doing this time, as I say, is we're going to be telling the aircraft when we fly over the IP. There's our cue in the HUD. Turn on to our heading. Okay, so we're pulling enough to come right a little bit. Okay, so selecting air to ground symbology. You can see now we have a diamond at the bottom of the HUD, and we're going to fly that over our cross runways. And we're going to press air to ground designate when that diamond is directly over our pre-programmed waypoint. You can see my wing symbols telling me to fly to the right, telling me to roll out. Okay, I've got max drive power here. I'm just going to accelerate and see how I'm going to get, and I'm looking for a solid bar at the bottom of the HUD to tell me that I'm in range to pull up. And at that point, I can pull up fairly smartly. And the bombs will come off. There's my cue. Squeeze and hold on the trigger. Try and hold those wings level. Bombs will come off when that mark comes through. Bombs are off. And the impact is fairly close. So we should have 2 bombs left, so we'll just try that again. This time we'll get ourselves a little bit faster. Obviously, the faster we're going, the earlier we should get that pull-up cue, and the more separation we have from the target. So summary then, make sure we have PI selected with our weapon symbology up. We're going to air to ground designate over our point. The more accurate we make that, the more accurate our bombs are going to be arriving on the target. Fly the cues in the HUD, that will get you on the correct heading. You can see it flew still rolled out, pointing out at the target itself. And when you get the solid bar at the bottom, it starts to move up towards your aircraft. We can start pulling up. Let's try and line ourselves up a bit better this time. Let's get our ground symbology up. Yeah, we're going to have to come right just a little bit. Standing by to designate. Designate. It's flying me right. It's rolling me out. I got a full reheat now. There's my solid bar. Pulling the trigger. Bombs are off. And we'll get the autopilot in and we'll watch those. So, it's not the most accurate method of delivery, but it's accurate enough. Alright, so that's pop attacks using low drag bombs and lofted deliveries using low drag bombs. Hope that was useful.